that could be a good look. This is a very interesting spot we are in, though, for Anyone's Legend in their first game of the playoffs, right? Because we come into this matchup talking endlessly about how Kyle is a...
The 1v2s and some of these lane swaps early on, or it will be Crisp with his TP later on that will be dictating the swaps in this early game.
That's a very interesting point to make. Is Shanks already looking for a trading flashes here with Xiaohu. The lane we thought would
starve out this Gwen if they're able to play it right, as Tien's going to burn his shadow early, so that means that Tarzan really gets to push him around.
I mean, he's just tormenting this guy early, but did he go a little too far? Could use the steadfast presence to get away from the Zenith blade, but it's a flash over the wall from Tarzan nonetheless. As Chris does a much better job. Also got the burst of Shanks. It's going to make for some very fun fights to watch once we reach that point, but still want to applaud AL returning to this style that they've been so good at now. Maybe an Otacon in 4 minutes, or this next Cloud Soul Drake that we're getting. Hold on, we've got Tarzan catching Breathe out. The flash into the unstoppable onslaught. Easy kill secure there for Flandra. And just like that, we have our first bloodshed of the series.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit too slow of a pace for most of our long-term LPL fans, but that's okay. It's been a good pace for AL.
We're speeding up now, Cubby. I mean, Xiaohu is taking a huge chunk into Shanks off the shockwave.
He's got no port, no flash.
He's now got him cornered. Just needs to make sure to land the damage here, and he's going to get it done easily. Our mid lane head-to-head, and a solo kill over to Shanks. Oh, TP behind here as well. AL, they're just making plays all across the map. This is classic Anyone's Legend, not giving anything as the Polymorph shuts down Tien. He still gets the second Cyclone knockup, but he's got the Wild Growth on top of Kyle, and Hope is able to free hit, and this is just completely cut down for Anyone's Legend. They pick up kills all across the map and pick up a delayed ace as well.
Early on, now they remove the Rift, they remove the 2 outer turrets, and just like that, in the span of 90 seconds, AL have cracked this game wide open, potentially like 200 plus health per member that is impacted by redemption for fights. If you're fighting with extra 1k health pool at the 15 to 18 minute mark, that is a significant advantage as a team. AL used it very well there with Kyle, and now, when you give a gold lead like this to a comp that has Sivir, has Orianna, has Sion, Sion's so tough to move, and all these champions just delete waves. So really tough for Weibo now to get control back over this game to look for any plays, really.
You saw there the gold disparagement between these two teams. Hold on, Tarzan is looking for the shockwave combo with his patented Poppy. Crisp gets one Z the blade down, but he is dead. The Weaver's Wall comes across, try to cut off the escapes, but look at the polymorph from Kyle. It catches Tien before he can even use the Cyclone. Enchanter Kyle still finding ways to make plays for Anyone's Legend, and they are starting to run away like a freight train with this game.
It's there. That wasn't a terrifying monkey we're used to see. Spin it around with our backlines. That was something fluffy, as you put it. As Fluffy the Dragon going to be taken down here by AL. You know, brought that next level macro that LCK has, really has that edge over our LPL teams, and they brought that over here. Definitely had some advantage between that and draft. Tien can't even get in.
Tien is way too low. He doesn't even get the redemption healing. That means Otacon is off the table here for Weibo. Breathe is posturing towards it, but he's going to watch that big, powerful XP buff run blue in the name of AL here, as they're just picking up everything on the map and running away with this game at light speed. It's up to a 6.5.
Which is a little bit more often. Expect to see Horizon Focus coming in second for the inventory. A little bit surprised to see it this game on the Orianna, quite frankly, with Shanks piloting it well.
Nice Shanks sidestep. He hasn't got hit by any of these solar flares just yet. Good steadfast presence to cancel Tien out of his Trickster dash, and there's the shockwave coming across. Shanks is locked in for the playoffs, and AL are right behind him with their laser focus as they find 2 kills with ease. And there's nothing for Weibo to really do right now. I mean, Light's even trying to figure out which escape angle he can really take as Tarzan is hunting him down. Still a fat 0 on the kill board for Weibo, and there is no indication that will change anytime soon.
This game does not feel competitive, Slayer, as AL, I mean, once they got control, they have not looked back. And the speed at which they've taken the map away from Weibo definitely helped. They got the 3 grubs when they blew things up this quickly, as Breathe now loses his flash off of a poorly placed redemption from Crisp. That was placed better. Maybe they can save Breathe's flash. But wave that you throw out to the middle of the map, it just gets instantly absorbed by Sion, Sivir, or Orianna, right? It kind of has left us scratching our heads. Like, we don't know what the real strengths or weaknesses of this team are outside of Breathe and Tian being okay. This is a nice
okay, here we go.
Maybe.
Yeah, they're looking for Kyle. He does use the wild growth, but he's getting burned down. The redemption buying some time. Hope's having to deal with Tian on the backside. Light gets through the transcendence, and they pick up a double kill very quickly before the TP flank can really manifest. Shakes, though, will be able to kill off Breathe thanks to his full combo. But there's some fire behind the butts of Weibo.
I mean, again, if you're playing against this 5-stack composition, you have to find a way to present the Scion with angles and find a couple good engages. As Tarzan,
he's getting caught by Crisp. Another kill picked up. Shanks is too late to the flank here, and Flandra's tanky, but he hasn't got that fat of a health bar. Hold on, though. Shanks just deletes Xiaohu, but Flandra does drop off the map. Light is the real true damage dealer left, but look at the damage Shanks brings. He's just throwing down these combos, and Light without Transcendence, I don't think can really compete with Shanks. 2 levels down, and Shanks is trying to will a 1v3 on his own. He's going to look for a flash angle here to let go of Tian. He's actually going after Light first, gets the slow across. Light uses the barrier to buy himself some time, but Shanks picks up the first kill. Tian's far too low to step up. They have to TP in Breathe, but it doesn't matter. Shanks has himself a double kill. We may have just seen the return to Elite Shanks.
Horizon focus. Big difference between that and the Leandres with the targets that he found in the fight. Because he was finding Xiaohu and Light compared to the Leandres that has like 80 more AP behind it. For the Horizon focus, not to mention the damage amp on the passive. So I think it really helped him get through the squishies from Xiaohu. He split the fight. I know Breathe goes down to Shanks, but they won out on the top side. They split up the Lulu and the Sivir from everyone else. I mean, that's exactly what you're hoping for is Weibo. It's just that Shanks owned them in the long haul with the Orianna. And now, I mean, Weibo, that was really their one last breath to kind of make their mark in this game. Baron's down. It's going to be 2 inhibitors to follow. Shanks flashless. He's the first focus.
The Medjais. They see the bounty. They want it. Shanks, he's been doing really good sidestepping damage all game long, and he does it again. Breathe just has no juice left in his smoothie to contend with Shanks, and he's going to make it Weibo's problem as he throws a double shockwave right towards their forehead, and Shanks calls game. A triple kill to lock in a 10-0 performance, and AL look like they're right back where they left off in Split 2, dominating LPL teams.
The most played champs for each mid are now off the table, and it is Shanks getting the best of the legendary Xiaohu as he goes legendary in game 1. Tian falls, Light bound to follow, and anyone's legend. They make game 1 look pretty easier.
Just Light left to contend with, looking for his 1v5 marksman moment that he will not get. Anyone's legend, showing they're much buffer than their seed.
Can use to take away that Xayah ultimate. Really tough to kill Ornn as Kiana Annie. So I like the scaling of AL. I feel like AL just kind of scales into this 1v1. Renekton does get ahead early on, but only by a wave or 2 or a couple plates. Instead, switching up like this. Flynder has to be a lot happier, but has to deal with the dive.
Shanks is close by. They need to make this kill come across quickly.
He misplayed.
Yeah, Flandra just can't buy enough time with that cancellation coming across. That is exactly where you want the goal to go. Light picks up first blood.
And 2 waves and a handful, like 2 or 3 plates, right? The fact that we're even in waves and
they're going after Flandra, though.
XP. I mean, Flandra, he can do this. Should be able to do it to the best of his abilities. Yep.
Oh, okay, he does. Oh, he interrupts the grand entrance this time. Flash back towards the turret, but this is 4 versus 1, so he will die. Light picks up the second kill. What does anyone's legend get on the bot side for this?
I think burning the flash was too much, but if he cleaned up that entire wave and died, that was, I mean, that's perfect. He still got the wave. I mean, he delays him by 1 timer. It's the grubs for the Drake, traded out, as AL will will be deleted even faster, so we'll see Tian on the map. Tian has played the Kiana once. It was a win for Weibo. He played it very well. Tian is a known Kiana player.
Oh, Kyle gets baited into an engage. Good charm comes across, and Breakable Will has to be used. Tarzan off towards the side. Looking to see if he can use that shadow to get himself back in. There's display of talent juked out by Tarzan, but he gets caught by the Blade Caller, and Feats of Warfare go over towards Tian. Shanks is too late to the party.
Yeah, Tarzan, he didn't get the flash off. I think he had the flash out of the Blade Caller. Could not do it, and then Shanks was late. I was watching Shanks to see if he would join Tarzan on going in. So that could just be a fight now without Tibbers. That's a pretty big condition for Weibo missing. And I think an unwarranted drop from Xiaohu, given that Flandre does have TP up and conditions can be okay. He's TPing back in, going to catch the wave. We'll see if they fight after the Dragon.
Oh, they're going to look for the engage here. Quickness gets the charm, knock up onto 2. They're going to dump all the damage into Kyle. Very tanky Alistair, flashes over the wall, still eats the stun, and now Breathe is going to make sure no one else from AL can try and save their support, but they've lost the Dragon. Ornhorn's going to get a double knockup. Grace is pleased to display a talent, though. Tien pushes the Galio off of him, and the stun locks come across, and now the Croc is angry, looking to dish out the damage. Tien can't get the Living Shadow over the wall, and Weibo break this thing wide open.
EL did snipe the Dragon away as Tarzan was able to take that. A couple of their conditions okay. And a very split fight at that. As Killer Instinct does get Hope out of there, but 2 towers do fall to Weibo. Damage yet, and now Weibo have the wallets to back up their very fast composition. An Axiom Arc second for Kiana in this game, Slayer, as Tien wants all the Supreme Display talents available.
Over and over again. Talked about how critical the polymorph was for Kyle in game 1 to stifle the Weibo comp and redemption. This time it really feels like...
Kind of set up coming into this, Slayer, that we felt like the top side of Weibo could answer.
Without sniping that Dragon early. The fact they've been able to pick up 2 Drakes is going to be big. And they're going to try and look for overload picks here on to Breathe, who is just getting a little bit too nosy with these wave states. And Shanks is going to grab that kill. So AL's finally on the board, but look at the quick response here from Weibo. They've got Grubs, they've got Herald, and they're looking to grab more turrets to knock down. They need to be wary. They're down a man without one of their big team fight threats here. They're going to be able to exercise caution until the switch is pulled, and man, look at the damage that Tien and Xiaohu bring. Just like that, a 3-piece for Weibo, and they're not exercising any caution anymore. The fisticuffs are off for WBG.
And caution should not be a word in the vocabulary of Weibo if they're trying to play this comp into what AL has, and it's good they've thrown that one out because Tien on this Kiana is stepping up. He's been huge this game. As him and Xiaohu are able to sync up, they find the double kill, take another inner turret, and continue to build this lead up for Weibo. To buy themselves 10 minutes of scaling there, but I don't think Soul is going to be a win condition here for Weibo. They might have the gold to end this one early, as I just think that they force Otacon. See if that resistance shred can maybe bend the tides in your favor just for one fight to get back in.
Ooh. That is
still going to be tough, though.
Some pretty big damage.
Did they find Xiaohu?
In Flandra. Xiaohu gonna drop the hammer onto Kyle. Unbreakable Will barely keeping him alive. He's gonna flash away, but he is as good as done and dusted. There goes Crisp into the back line. Fortunately, the hero's entrance out of Shakes to protect his carries. Otacon, still the big time attention here for Weibo, but their health bars are starting to hurt. There's one tank down for AL, so how do they get themselves back in here? They're trying to play the poke method
can't get
here.
in.
Using
they don't have tools.
Shadow.
Yeah, I don't know how Hope gets in.
I don't know how he does either. Tarzan after Living Shadow out. Supreme Display talent only hits Flandra though, and Crisp is very low. ALC angle to go in, but the Galio taunt isn't enough. They steal the Octagon away though. Tarzan gets that big buff out, goes for the death mark, will go down. It's only Flandra to survive and try and thrive as he runs away. But have AL bop themselves more time, stealing away another precious objective.
I mean, they'll take it. It's still a lost fight. The gold deficit doesn't look great. Time to actually relink back up with AL, but still a winning fight for Weibo. Still a really big gold lead. The side is very far ahead, but Breathe is being hunted. Tarzan, ult in 2, 1.
There he goes. Deathmark down.
DP's down.
Dominance out. They've got the redemption as well. TP coming across. The Deathmark doesn't do enough damage to exhaust, but no, Breathe survives. Xiaohu TP's in, but so does Shanks. Gonna look for one of those big taunts. Killer Instinct forward. They do get Breathe, but can they get out? Because the flank is in. Crisp is coming after Kyle, and they stun up Hope. The Kai'Sa's locked up and shut down. Hero's entrance gonna get one member out, but there's no fight left in AL. They've been routed by their own flank.
They can pick up most of the waves. It's still okay. They can drop this Dragon, and Weibo is playing away from the Baron. So I think Flandre is going to get mid in. I mean, it's kind of a... We're going to see like how many waves get picked up and deleted here. I think Weibo are going to win out a little bit on this play, but honestly, in the end, it's going to be a bit of a nothing burger because it's objective bounties being traded at this point for AL. Oh, actually, bounties fell off. Wow, they're down. 8k gold, and bounties fell off. That's a rough life. That's rough.
Don't know how they make this fight work with just Tarzan. Just not enough damage without this Kai'Sa around. And, well, Weibo know it.
Oh, no.
TPing right on top of Shanks' head. Stuns land. See you later, Shanks. Pack your bags back towards the Death Realm.
Yeah, I don't know what the game plan was. Kind of a big nothing burger in the end.
The one thing is, with this stall, these levels, like you called out, Tien nearly has that level 3 supreme display of talent. He's starting to get really worried about where he can even walk in his own jungle. That's flash off of Tarzan. His breathe pops over the wall. Kyle next to step up into Tien. Ornhorn from Flandra. All disengaged here. They're just trying to distract Weibo.
Okay, interesting. I don't think Zed Flash is like Omega useful. He does need a lot of his tools and shadows in this one. They're gonna get Unbreakable Will. If they can disengage from that, I think that's a really nice takeaway from Weibo. Now we're at the point where Weibo can think about this one, because I think Kyle is in that point of support where you've tried to play this game for so long that you're out of wards and you're out of an ult and a lot of health now.
All right, this is a little weird. Tien's going for a camp here as they engage onto Flandra, but he has to flash out, and boy, is he just not tanky enough. Light cuts him down to size, and with a wave dancer in the mid lane, this should finally be the Purple Worm slain by Weibo.
Gonna be a long way to get in.
They've caught Tarzan. Death Mark. He's gonna try to use Livy Shout and dash around. He's got the Maw Shield, but Breathe slices him across with his Croc's blade. Hope, though, able to get the Lethal Temple going. He is taken down, but how does Hope get into this fight? There's a no way in, only one way out, and it's the Death Realm and a gray screen. Ace over to Weibo, and they're not gonna even need the Baron.
They should get it.
Fine.
Yeah, it's fine. They got it. Yeah, Annie's here. There's the shield. All right.
19 of 21 KP. What we wanted, what we prescribed as the doctors to treat the Weibo ailments. Get Xiaohu on his comfortable enabling control mages and let the guy cook. He's giving you a gourmet meal if you're a Weibo fan in game 2. Now it's time to call for the check and get out of dodge into game 3 here. The first step, knocking the base open. First turret going to go down here. Tarzan not moving a muscle just yet. He's going to try and get some more waves in, claim some of these objective bounties, but this back may be coming in through too late here. Snap engage. Oh, cancel out the Warhorn there from Chris, but I don't know if that was a good choice here. He's going to die under the Nexus turrets. 1 for nothing. Turret for a kill. AL, they've been in this space before. 5 versus 4. Hope's going to go forward with the Killer Instinct. Breathe is going to go for the dominance, gets the stun layered, and the supreme display of talent is exactly as the name marks it. Tien has been the supreme player on the map here for Weibo, and he's going to look to dust off this game himself with a massive triple kill. First blow goes to AL, but Weibo get back up and knock AL down to size. We are evened up 1 apiece in our series.
Big game across the board for the Weebs. This is the first game we've had in the Series Slayer where I can definitively say anyone's legend has to play faster as a team, given the 2 drafts that we have.
This is such a monster Neferi. Good job in game 1, disrupting jungle clears, getting lane leads, and then pulling the trigger. But it's actually Weibo that are looking to speed up the tempo a bit. This is one of the earliest. It's going to be Tarzan to win it. So despite all the dramatic setups, it's going to be that 2-for-1 like you were talking about, Chovy. That's what Tarzan is trying to set himself up to do in this rubber match in AO's first playoff series.
Oh, I mean, I think that's a great shout, right? Because him coming into Weibo for summer was the game changer for this team last year. Is Chris was,
I was curious if we're going to get to one of those crisp oopsie plays, but he doesn't get bursted down too quickly. Like it's a huge chunk back over towards Hope. But the Poke Wars still kind of won here by AL. The problem is over the wall, Tien goes. Oh, that's a really good untargetable to use to get away from the Pop Blossom. That felt like a one-way trip that Tien barely escaped from.
I mean, it's a trade. I think you trade up in cooldowns by trading your ult as Neferi for and the Q nerfs really hurt the tank matchups, and that being even right there is big.
This Dragon is already claimed by Weibo.
Flandre is no TP yet.
Doesn't even get a steal angle, and Weibo's just going to walk on out with 2 Drakes, but Kyle,
I mean,
trying to cut off an escape angle. He has to be very careful. Kyle has been too hastily with his engages here. He's going to go for the Pop Blossom now. Crescent Guard pop. Kyle is getting hunted down by Tien, who's going to get an easy reset. First blood comes across with the Equalizer on the backside. Crisp is caught. Flandra finds that trade kill. Realm Warp into the backside of the fight. It's only going to be Xiaohu trying to zone out Hope. Shakes is just not strong enough on this Victor just yet, and Breathe is trying to contend with him on the front line of the gravity well. Provides subspace, and Shakes flashes right into a wall, but he's still up. Xiaohu's going to execute it. Breathe goes all out after Tarzan, who doesn't have enough damage. He's going to desperately dash back in, but there's no kills to be found. Hope on the backside. Can't even find a piercing arrow. Good flash from Xiaohu to get away from that one. And now Flandra can't overheat. He's getting set packing back to base. It's another huge skirmish win for Weibo to kick off a game.
This is massive from Weibo. It's a red. we'll say as this is being done, we'll see if AL goes for the attempt. They're so late on the play. It's going to be an attempted steal, but that's no hit. Man, I gotta say, this Cassante pick, this game, especially with the Rumble changes, AL, just given that they're down a K plus, and now they're fighting over a sole point for Weibo.
And they have to answer it. They're going to TP in. Look at Xiaohu. He's going to be able to walk back on this flank. Chris is going to flash away from the first engage from Tarzan. Xiaohu is out of this fight. Shanks is zoning him out. Chain Scrubs comes across. Pop blossom over the wall. Is going to tag Light. They layer the equalizer. Light gets over the wall, though. Still going to come across. No. Tien is able to secure soul point. Breeze is going to flash right on top of Hope, who's completely caught out. And Xiaohu is able to pick up that first kill. Tien waiting in the wings on the flank. 5v4 advantage for Weibo. They're going to drop the Herald here and slow things back down. No need to over-aggress. Look to knock down the turret, and maybe a fight will break out off of this one. Herald doesn't get the mid-tier one just yet, but the might of the Grubs will. Weibo taking everything and leaving no crumbs.
Edge and Knight looks like before he actually goes for the Miramana. Like, yeah, he's playing catch-up. It's Tarzan who has a bit of an eclectic build himself as he has a giant spell at the Thunder.
Oh, equalizer. Is it going to be enough? Tien's got the burst, and he's got the pack. Ow! Tien gets himself another easy kill.
Otacon started for AL. Insta-TP from Xiaohu as he joins. It's at 5K.
Oh, this should just go over to AL, but it looks like the fight's going to come out. Breed just picks out and shuts down Kyle. Crescent Guard comes across, so Tarzan does get the Otacon, but he is going to pay the toll for it. Kills to Weibo, Otacon to AL. But look who's on the flank again. It's Tien. He smells blood in the water, and no turret can stop you from the might of Breathe. Flies under the tier 1. Hope's down. Shanks falls next. It's an ace, and Weibo are wiping the floor with your split 2 champions.
Where do you place your panic meters now if you're AL? Because Weibo, it's summer, it's playoffs, and it's time for Weibo to see if they can make the run to make it to Worlds. And Weibo are looking to answer the call like they have come to fruition as the coaching staff for Weibo starting to get excited now, too. Different staff behind them for this split. Different head coach. It was Danny at this time last year. But this staff going to try and help them overcome AL as we have a soul to fight for and a TP coming in. Tarzan might be in trouble.
Getting slowed up. Xiaohu is 2 scaling items deep, and he's feeling powerful. Flashing after Tarzan. Crescent Guard's out, but Breathe is going to go all out and pull him in.
Yeah.
But he does lose a lot of his resistances, and he does drop. So jungler for top laner here as the dragon does spawn. But Tien being up, Cloud Soul feels like a given. The only way AL can shut this one down is fighting it their way through.
They have poke. They do have poke. This is decent for AL. I think Breathe went way too early with the all-out. I don't even think he needed to pop the all-out to actually pick up the kill. Big mistake there.
Rise on the flank. Walking down. Hope. Shanks has to flash out. His HP bar is gone. Flounder's going to TP back in. Xiaohu, though, look at how well he's just spacing. AL can't get close enough to him to really threaten that really juicy health bar. The Cloud Drake down below 5K. Realm Warp in. Xiaohu's going to try to get back towards his team, or maybe just force them away from the Dragon. There's the Pop Blossom onto Tien. Can they lock him down? No, he goes to Target Ball and takes the Cloud Soul. Tien gets it, and he's looking for the killer bite down last. Hope falls. It's another ace. Weibo are dominating the Split 2 champions, looking to go to match point.
A triple for the Summer Tiger 2 as Xiaohu has been huge in this game on the rise, playing the facilitators. We'll see if we can find a 4th one to play in the series. But Weibo continue to run away with this game. The poke for AL, just not enough damage behind it. As we saw, the Varus did ring true from Tien. No spellbook support shenanigans in this game to get away from that smite hitting. As Tien, he didn't find the smite secures in the last game. Didn't matter this time. The smite secures were imperative for Weibo to keep pushing this game forward. As Tien's big, he's up a level and starting to push this Xin Zhao around as he is at that 2-item mark in the Fury. And Breathe is immobile.
I mean, he's just so tanky. It's all this magic damage that Breathe can just tank. Oh my god, but there's the AD damage.
There's the Varus.
What a big arrow. Breathe is down, and Weibo have to be walking a bit more on eggshells, but Xiaohu gets so much value in the mid lane. Drops to tier 2. They've got the Cloud Soul to provide more space. AL, they're going to start getting desperate, and I smell a Baron take that Weibo cannot let go unanswered.
I mean, Flandre doesn't have TP, is already disconnected, so I think this is already a tough scenario for AL. Weibo's goal is to push them off the top side here. They can return to play the map. They're dropping big middle waves, but Engage comes in.
They're going after Xiaohu. They get some snares down. Kyle gets on out. Flandra, does he have enough damage with the Flame Spinner? Yes, he does. Shut down. Flandra finds the answer. It gets AL off the Baron, but more valuable gold back to anyone's Legends.
Still not, I mean, it's something to connect in the next fight if anyone's Legend wants to have a chance.
Weibo's turn to dance with the purple worm, and they've got more than enough damage to cut this thing in half. AL, you can see how dark it is. They barely know what the HBR is. Finally, Tarzan gets a look. Do we have a steal coming across here? Yes, Tarzan does it! Baron easily secured. Pi, the best jungler the LPL has to offer, but can he get the rest of his team out? Because Breathe wants to make it a problem. Weibo angry that they lost that Baron, and they know they are much stronger to deal with. Tarzan finds one trade back onto Xiaohu, but Breathe is just running wild, running free. Trying to pick up more of these kills and set up Tian to find these trades. Look at the Karma Shield as Tian gets himself another kill. Going after Flandra next. Goes Unstoppable over the Flame Spitter. Tian cannot be denied with the power of Chris Shields behind him. Baron comes at a deathly toll because now Weibo might just march down mid lane. Weibo are looking to get to match point on anyone's Legends in the upper bracket.
That was a perfect team fight from Breathe. He found the engage on both carries and took the all out from onto Hope to connect onto Shanks. Now both carries.
Talked about Weibo's top side being their most consistent players, and now they are taking over and looking to shock the LPL. Tien and Breathe putting together back-to-back MVP performances, especially if Weibo can close out a game 3. They have all of the control AL to lean on.
It's only Flandre. It just has to be a massive fight from the Rumble, who is 16, does have the items, and Xiao knows it.
Kyle, Pop Blossom, gonna only grab Breathe again. That's not who you want. It's Xiaohu, though, who needs to round more bounty. We'll get to safety, and Tien has executed one. Tien has found a second. The dogs are howling, and they want Weibo out in front in our series. Give Tien the triple kill as he continues to cement himself as the summer carry jungler to watch after. Crisp shields are too big for Tarzan to brunt, and AL are gonna get clean aced. AL are gonna see their crown start to rust in split 3 as they are one game away from an early trip to the lower bracket.
Weibo Gaming, I mean, this team was really struggling to beat teams above them in the standings in this regular season. They're up on 2-1 on AL now, have a chance to win this one as Slayer. And then AL gonna need Shanks on this Cassidy that did see buffs on this patch to really get scaling and get into the later stages of the game. It's all about having two winning. As Weibo actually gonna look to get involved. I mean, this is still slow. I think this is greedy from AL.
Okay.
They could port out. Oh, that
jungle ultimates. Oh my god, big bullet time. Xiao has to flash out of that. He drops the soul shackles as well. Tarzan can get stunned up over the wall, but Tien, look, he can't get in because Shanks is dropping so much damage into him. The dragon's not low enough for him to smite it over. First blood goes over to Hope, and Shanks has ultimate. He's gonna jump on top of Light. Kills going over to AL first, but who's going to end up getting the dragon? Tien gets towards level 6. Good flash from Shanks to get out of the Cataclysm. The dragon is still untouched, and it's doing so much damage. The flag, the shield, it's enough for Tien. Shanks, it takes too long to get the kill, and with the assist from the Hextech Drake, no, Shanks doesn't fall. And through all of that, the first break of the game is going to reset.
I wonder how much damage.
AL, drop that ult for the damage, then go right into the stasis and
good for Zeri because as long as you're in range of Zeri and she can interact with you, it's very good for Zeri. Those items now give different stats. You need a few items to
crisp.
have.
Okay, hits the crash down this time, but that was ugly. He is down before Weibo can come to swing across. There's no binding to land from Xiaohu, and Hope will take that kill. Ooh, good flash from Tien, gets away from that tempered fate, but
Weibo going towards his Seraphs, and this Cassidy has not been set behind at all. Now, top lane has also not been interacted with yet. Breathe, popping the ult.
There's no help coming for Breathe. Redemption coming across as well, just to do damage here. Breathe knockdown. Good look there from Tarzan.
Oh, and Trundle and Aurora. Aurora was banned, Trundle was taken, and then they handshake the Bard and the Rel. I think that ended up with a very good scenario.
Why are we here? We have to give this. There's no reason. Xiaohu's now caught. He has to burn soul shackles. He's got his flash. I think he's got to use these. Maybe trying to bait for Breathe. As Tien does have to wrap around. Hope gets caught. He does have to cleanse. Tarzan's very low. Tempered Fate and Bullet Time are completely disjointed. Oh, that was a huge mistake there. Again, the connection we know AL for so well between these 5 players, it's just not here today.
I saw Slayer wake up in my picture-in-picture when those 2 ults were sunk up together. Oh, you got woken up by that one. That was a little bit of an oopsie there. As Crisp now with
Crisp,
another oopsie himself.
All right, he gets
God,
flash at least. Oh wow, we're getting down and dirty this late into the series. Oh, pillar. All right, Tien, you gotta thank those blast cones, my friend. Still gotta get out though. All right, good. Okay, we need to clean this game up. Oh, we're not anytime soon. The fight. Oh, Shanks, what is that flash? What is happening to my teams? Oh.
Well, that's the kind of sequence that you only enjoy if you're a fan of the LCK and you're hoping for international events. That was tough.
Yeah, the hit watchers are loving this game right now.
Yeah, no beating around the bush there. that was a series of misfortunate events from everyone across the rip. That said, we're going to go back to some sanity, get back to some objectives. Rift-tailed security easily here for AL after the chaos of that last one, Weibo.
All right, Hope is set up for a flank. His World Ender isn't up just yet. You really want to keep these minions topped off, so you knock down mid tier 1. Temper Fate onto 3 though from Kyle. Breathe is going to try and activate his flank now as the minion wave does get thinned out. Another double stun here from Kyle. He's setting up his team really well. And Flandra, I mean, he's just completely routed Breathe there. Can he dash over the wall in time, get the heal? No, Shakes gets the kill with the Rift Walk. And he's looking to dog walk down the rest of Weibo. Rift Herald in the backside. Bullet time over the top. That's a great pillar from Tarzan to make sure there's just enough juice in that Misfortune ultimate.
I think this Kassadin's going to hit level 16, and I think AL is going to see a game 5 as this is a 3K gold lead. 2 Heralds crashes to boot. And this Morgana pick is not working out as... Man, it really is Tarzan on the Trundle, but such a big pick for him in AL all year. Tarzan and Kyle, their ability to dictate the map this game. This has been the first game I think we've really seen that jungle support duo take over.
What is happening? Do we know what our health bar is? Oh, the dunk down too. It's not enough. Oh, we did this for a Breathe flank. Okay, and Breathe just says, "See you guys." Never mind. I was kidding. Haha. Strut on the Rift. Then the 2 just such well-placed games they had. Well-executed games. Oh, boy. Yep. Turn the turret off. Tempered Fate. Easy peasy. Soul Shackles. Needs squat. Good flash over
Shakes
the pillar.
Shakes is up 2 levels.
Exhaust and Shakes. Oh, boy. The Rift Walk is so low on cooldown. And he's got Xiaohu done and dusted once more.
14 out of 16. Scary face, timer, pointer, Monka S, Monka W, all that for the Kassadin timer. As Shanks is looking like he's hitting that. Bot outer turret cleaned up. Otacon being started. Weibo being forced out. And our hope for a closer game 3. We've had 4 one-sided games so far this series, Slayer. And the only difference that we can really point to in the back half of this is that Weibo did win one on red side. Is they're going to continue to chase AL.
Yep. Shanks just zoning them out with the threat of this Kassadin. And that will be the Drake secured. It'll be Shanks to do it. Weibo once again posturing to get a little goofy with one of these fights. Maybe trying to pick people off around this blast cone, but no dark binding.
Goofy.
Finds its mark. Yeah, I mean, they gotta get real crafty and sneaky with some of these plays, but ooh, that's a good scramble.
I'll be honest, I don't know how you can muck up this game if you're AL. Like, I think Kassadin late game is one of the safest champions to play with and play around.
Oh, mid crash
also
down.
Your support can do that.
And there's the bullet. Oh, Kyle, that was disgusting. We were worried about how you set up this MF ultimate, and Kyle said, hold on, watch this.
Yeah, those ults aren't overlapped simultaneously this time. They're overlapped.
They figured it out.
Perfectly. Yeah, they figured that one out. Open Kyle, piloting a couple champs to use to great success in split 2. And Shanks taking advantage of Fearless. They're getting the best of Weibo in this game 4.
We talked about the worry we had once the series went one apiece. That
we'll see if that lasts throughout one Riftwalk duration. As if he has the mana charged up behind that, those 640 Riftwalks do hit quite hard. But Chemtech Dragon secured, and Slayer, I think that we're just getting ready to time travel ourselves to whatever's next in this game 5.
Is this you're calling this a game 5 waiting room? Is that where we're at?
Yeah, we've been here for a while.
Well, as we watch, you know, AL kind of just succinctly go through the motions and try not to make any mistakes. How much? Okay, hold on. Tarzan's gonna just run down Weibo right here.
It doesn't
Yep,
matter.
here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, Yuzeri's caught in an ultimate. That's pretty bad.
do?
Bullet time does actually get canceled though. Lightning crash out from Light. It just doesn't matter. Wallet diff for AL.
Yep.
Hope is zoning Xiaohu, and they'll take their 1 kill on to Crisp and say, hello, Baron. Hello, Purple Banner. Well, sneaky as ever on the Bard. Do we have another big-time steal in this game? Kyle says, not so fast. World Ender, though, doing a good amount of damage. Oh, my God. Xiaohu got deleted. Oh, boy. Shanks is walking down Weibo. One Rift Walk at a time. No sweet spots for Breathe. The healing's nice, but it's not good enough to end the run from anyone's legend. Boy, has it been a roller coaster of a series. Expectations to the wayside. But in your forefront, a do or die Game 5 for the upper bracket lives of Weibo Gaming and anyone's legends coming to your airwaves next.
You can see Tien sharing a couple chuckles in his camera there. They knew this game was done for a while, but AL, Shanks gets the cast in. They take care of business in this one. And Weibo, you know, we said that the champ pools for AL a bit bigger. The cooking that Weibo did in this game were not enough. Those big champ pools from AL. And
left Xiaohu in game 1. It's hard to remember that far back. This is what Fearless breathes into the game of League of Legends. What a fun draft. Tien assignments. It does look like both Shanks and Tarzan are going to shift down towards this side. And Xiaohu does not have flash. He's going to get caught by a chain. Gold card out, but there's Shanks dropping his ultimate so you can once again lock down Xiaohu. And the Spring Tiger has been declawed. First blood on a silver platter to anyone's legend.
So they'd remove a Tiger, get a Dragon, and now they're going to have to look at the Grubs spawning in 15 seconds. We'll see if we have Xiaohu cast that ultimate to join any sort of fight up towards the AL. I think a team that really has to hit their early to mid-game spikes hard. They have to use the Lucian Nami. The power they're going to have, they have to use the early power.
Legendary items of pass they used to bring towards this Ezreal.
No, definitely a decent shout. Do have to focus on this Dragon, though. Weibo going to try and get in here.
Shanks zoning well. There's Destiny. Spot all 5 members. Xiaohu's going to force Tarzan out once again. Weibo have control of the pit now and will turn their attention back towards the Dragon. Crisp, it's about 40% HP. Flandre going to try to use that passive to walk their way in, but there's the Dragon already secured by Tien. AL, there's nothing really left to fight over, and Flandre's going to have to burn his flash forward, gold card. They're going to try and chain link the stuns with the Braum passive. The autos are going to try and come down. No Void Rush, but the Tidal Wave hits on multiple members. There's the snap re-engage from Tarzan. Cease and desist down. Tien's trying to fly to the back line as well, but doesn't have enough damage to find any of these kills, and Light can't get in position. There's no damage dealers left to capitalize on multiple blinking health bars. AL get away with robbery there. This series has looked for anyone's legends. They are a team that can take a lead early and never look back. Grub power, though, still here for Weibo as they're trying to knock down this first brick and even up the feats of strength conversations. No collapse really in a minute. That's another tidal wave, though, out of Kyle. Trying to set up the bubble, doesn't land. They're just trying to protect the turret right now, make sure it can't fall in. With Tarzan here, they should be able to. Tarzan, though, bit of an awkward Vault Breaker. He's going to eat the Glacial Fissure now, and he has to flash again as the Vault Breaker cancel comes across.
Another chain comes in. Shanks has been on point so far with the tethers. As a heal popped, Weibo get out. They don't get the turret. As the race for first brick is a wee bit on. The 3 Grubs really poised.
For Weibo.
And he has opted, he's showing the Witchbane second early on. Because he did say TF, a couple different build paths. You know, you got the Zanyas. Yeah. Oh, wait. Alt cast.
Destiny. All right, just to try and cover this turret, but
first brick
this thing is gone. First brick nonetheless.
Yeah.
All right, another small edge to anyone's legends.
All right, well played by AL. As they drop the Rift Herald, and you have Shanks behind that too. That person's going to end up dead at this point of the game. The concern is that they aren't far ahead enough. That could help, though. Tien
Tarzan,
he's dead.
Let's just drop the hammer on Tien.
Beautiful.
Too easy.
The straight out for a turret, but that was very, very well done as the cease and assist. Another play where Tarzan and Kyle both very much on the same page here, Slayer.
And now gets to go over to AL. Weibo really have no business contesting this, you would think. But that is Breathe TPing in. They're not playing for the Dragon.
They gotta give.
They're looking like they're going to try and play for the fight after. I guess they're just looking to trade TPs as Flandre sends himself into the fray. But just a bit of a game of, just this classic game of chicken. around
It's
this
okay,
fight.
though, from Weibo. Like, if they keep on pushing him down, they're going to play with their tempo. So they could, you know, force him back and get out of the fight, reset your health bars, and there isn't, like, a ton of burst damage on Weibo. So I think it can actually kind of help AL. I know they already have Nami, but...
In much better spot than the gold really tells.
You can see Breathe. He doesn't have a turret. He's really respecting the angle that Vi LeBlanc could form on him. Shanks took a pretty big chunk, though. Light still has his ult available. He needs to get topped off. It has been started. Destiny pops.
He's going to Destiny right next to Tien, so they're looking to try and collapse on AL as the Otacon doing so much value, getting rid of those Rizzes. If Flandra goes forward, but they're going to snap engage onto Xiaohu. Good flash to get away from
Chris
Shanks, though.
blocked it.
Can he find the burst angle? He's going to distort back out as we watch the Otacon reset. Redemption comes down. Weibo like their health bars a bit more here, and they have control of the brush that AL can't step towards. Shanks going to try and scout out with a nice little distort. Sees that Weibo aren't going for the Otacon just yet. Neither team wants to start that dance again.
Xiao can port back. I really like Chris. He threw himself in there to stop the tidal wave. He got the shield off to block the tidal wave. Look out for that interaction throughout the game, because that's the highest value spell that Chris can block.
It's so hard for AL to approach this fight now. They don't have that same sort of fire starter. There's no cease and desist. There's no tidal wave. There's no culling. They're trying to fight this out without key ultimate, so they're just going to jump on top of Chris and get a ton of damage down. Breathe is holding on to that public execution as they're going to TP Xiaohu in. Still far enough away from Tarzan to find that snap engage, but Weibo not able to punish AL, going so brashly for that pick play without ultimates.
All they have to do is stall until they get their ults back up, and AL's at the point where they might be able to play some more waves. Now, they did drop a lot in the top side as a Xiaohu.
It's the spot side, but can't forget about the mid lane priority that Weibo has control of. They're trying to set up a line across this brush.
Flandra is getting a lot of info here. They should see all 5 circles, and Chris was going to spot the Rek'Sai Breathe.
Exactly what you want to do. You want to let Shanks weave in and out, dipping, dodging around these combos to get poked down. Yeah, Breathe has the TP back here. We'll see if they end up giving it, but the snap engage from Tarzan comes across onto Xiaohu again. Public execution missed there for Breathe, so he can't get into this fight. Chris was going to go down first, and there's the Void Rush out of Flandra. Tarzan the next to fall. Flandra's trying to delay time, but there's just not enough there. AL are kicked out of the fight, and there's the big-time kick coming across from Tien, but he drops the Shakes. Kael sectioned off by Weibo. They're going to look to knock down the Nami. Trade 2 apiece. No, 3-2 for Weibo. They somehow find a way to make that fight work.
That numbers advantage is going to be enough for them to use Fog and threaten to one-shot just as he's doing now, because after that Dragon, Weibo for sure had to reset. That's a big chunk on the Shanks. Well played by Light to connect there through the W. As he blinked back, and Weibo's going to get back on even keel terms.
And we do it all again. Everybody heralding around this Otacon.
I mean, Shanks is kind of low.
The big golden ticket.
He's going to TP back. This isn't for an item, though. It's just for conditions. So this is a good takeaway here from Weibo if they can get Shanks to burn the TP, which he does burn mid. Oh, we got Magi's. Okay. That's a big one.
That's a big call. He's got his fully stacked Dark Seal. Maybe looks to try and take this tier 1 turret. Yeah, he's going to double back here. I think he's safe enough that he can. That last auto should do it. All right, mid-tier 1 knockdown. Good little edge to down. He can really dip around and use the power of the bodyguard Crisp to do what he wants. But just on toe, Chris gets caught by a stray bubble. And that is a whoopsie that we've seen rear its ugly head towards the end of this series for the Weibo support once again.
I mean, just couldn't get the shield up in time. You didn't react flash either, so the bubble connects, and that bubble... deadly as Kael gets a big win for his team. They've started the Otacon. There still is a sneaky ward drop by Weibo on the bot side. They will see AL pull this objective up towards the top side as now they get vision of everyone.
Destiny down. We've seen steals from Tarzan. Does Tien have one in him? Zeus gets TP into the Drink Pit, sets up the public execution, trying to put Breathe on a pedestal to do a ton of damage. He's going to get Shakes and get out. Breathe is safe, but Xiaohu should be able to cost his life. It's Light over the wall, though, trying to find the trade. Steps around a good bubble. What a kick from Tien to get Hope out of the fight as well. Light once again untouched. It's the Void Rush forwards for Flandra, but he's a tanky Rek'Sai. Does he have enough damage to really deal with this Ezreal? Because Light is gliding around him. The knockup lands from the Unburrow, and he does get the job done. And now Hope can start seeing the damage. It's Tien that has to flash over the wall to get out as Chris joins the fight way too late, and we even out at 3 apiece.
A couple of crazy moments from our Light. He tried to dive in to clean him up there with TN. And really necessary for AL that Hope stepped up like that. Because if he goes down, that could have been Otacon and a lot of control over to Weibo.
But still, nobody has a foothold on this game.
I gotta say, though,
as it can come.
RFC for Xiaohu's big. Because you can actually fish now with the gold cards. As the culling used to back them off, and Flandre would have eaten a gold card, but it wasn't available. Xiaohu has the ult. Otacon's being used.
Otacon's being used. Destiny's going to show it.
Yeah.
They are going to back off, or maybe not. Tarzan still wants to pour damage into this. Xiaohu barely treachered anyway with that Destiny. He's just trying to set up the flank here. Now AL has no way out. They have to commit towards this Otacon.
Watch
that
breathe.
Could decide the series. Shank's trying to weave his way in, look for poke angles, but he doesn't find it just yet. Xiaohu hanging on to that yellow card, daring anybody to get stunned up. Otacon about 3.3k. Flandre can get the first knockup. Tarzan goes into the backline. They're going all after TN. Glacial Fisher gets a bunch of huge knockups, but Hope gets the first kill. Light gets out. True Shot Barrage back forward. Tries to dash forward after Hope. Another yellow card lands, but in comes Flandre. Kick lays it down, but it's Hope that's able to fire down the light beams onto AL. And Light has no way back in. TN with a free fall falls to Hope, who finds the triple kill. Finally, our marksmen leave a stamp on this series, and it's Hope to the rescue for anyone's.
Crazy that they all started the fight on the breathe. I mean, they one-shot in Ambessa Slayer. That's a ballistic call from AL, but they were able to do it with the LeBlanc and the Demo.
Take this Baron down, but they've actually set up a death brush.
They're standing still.
Flandra's Rek'Sai passive.
That's big.
Should usually cut this down, but Kael gets picked first. The Nami goes down. Fight breaks out. GA's going to come across here for TN on the front side of the fight as he flies in with the Ambessa and breathes a huge shutdown to Flandra. Weibo are looking for the turn. They've got Holmes, and the kick comes through for TN. Just like that, Weibo obliterate the game state from AL as they look to crown themselves the series champion. Baron should be theirs, or just the game. It's 34 minutes. They're barreling down the mid lane.
That's a clean ace. Kael's gonna be up, but that's it. Is Weibo. They stand still, so the Rek'Sai passive can't connect. Hope wasted his cleanse, so the Winter's Bite passive and gold card could connect, and that might be it, Slayer.
Weibo have been scrutinized all year long for their low performances. We've asked, can they do it again? Can Xiaohu bring this team to the regional qualifiers? Well, they just started it by upsetting your Split 2 champions.
The bracket has been busted already. It's only 3 series in for the LPL, but AL, they're in.